Okay, there we go. Happy Monday, everybody. We're back to our program here. I'm gonna go up and get my coffee and then I will be right back down. Let me light my little usual candle here. Okay, let me go get my coffee. Hi guys, how are you? Hi guys, how are you? There we go. Okay, it glitched and then I came back. Yeah, I know. I knew it would. Sometimes it does it when I'm not here. Like if a real person isn't in front of the camera. So hi Daydreamer, welcome. So I'm gonna get our usual setup set up here. Hi Jackie, how are you? And get some music going. I had to get my coffee I feel like I've been, when my schedule's gone, autocorrect now. Hi, Siddharth, it's nice to see you. Welcome back. Eloise was telling me that she accidentally chased you away out of our stream, so I'm glad that you're still here. I don't know if Eloise is still here, but hello, Eloise. Or she came in today. I was just finishing getting ready this morning. I have some other things that I have to get done, but I was glad to be back today at somewhat of the usual time, a little bit later today, but there we go. There we go. Hi, Dishad, how are you? Hi, Siddharth, hello. Or Siddharth, Eloise, hello, hello. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I was on my other phone, not showing off. You're so sweet. Hi, Emily, welcome. Okay, let me get up this here. I didn't put on my lip stain today, so do a little bit of this, even though I'm drinking my coffee, so I don't look like a corpse. Good morning. I hope you guys had a good weekend. I feel like I've been off of my game. This week I actually have my niece with me, so I'm going to get her tomorrow. So I will actually be able to be back on Friday, which I'm usually not. It actually is Maybelline too, which is so funny. It is Maybelline. But yes. Oh, nice, Faye. Welcome. You're so sweet. I love your, that's my favorite emoji is the sparkles emoji. So welcome. Hi, Hazara. How are you? I probably won't show my niece just because her mom doesn't like her to be on camera. But I'll probably post a picture, just like for videos. I like to give her, respect her mom's wishes, but I could definitely post a picture. Thank you so much. Let me see here. Let me go into our little live setup. Yeah. Oh, 12. Yeah, all 12 of these people. Are you sure about that? Are we sure? There we go. But yeah, I have a couple classes that I'm teaching this week, so I have to get set up with getting those things together. I'm enjoying some coffee. Yeah, I love that emoji. It's my favorite. I use it next to everything. I feel like anyone that texts me knows that at this point too, which is so funny. Yes, happy belated Easter. Hi, VIP. How are you? Nice to see you again. Welcome, welcome. Only 12 people have been on that place. What's that place? There we go. Okay. Let me see here. Yes. Hi, Nadem. How are you? Happy Monday. I'm like really just getting into my week, actually. It was a little bit of a crazy weekend. I celebrated Easter yesterday with my family. And so they live about like an hour and 15 minutes away from my husband and I. So we had a little bit of a drive. What am I working on today? I'm teaching a course on Sunday about astrology and something that I use called human design. So I have to send out one of my final emails just to remind people. I'm glad. Just to remind people that they have only a few days left to sign up because I need signups by Friday just to make sure I have everybody. And then what else did I have? I have my to-do list here. I have to finish edits to the PowerPoint that I'm giving to them on Friday. I have to do a tutorial for somebody who's going to do edits for me. I have to do a little bit of my transit videos, but I'll need my phone for that. So we'll see where the wind takes us there. And yeah, we'll see how much I actually get done. Yes, everyone usually calls me sister here if they're not from the US. Hi, Higher Observer. How's it going? Happy Monday. When someone calls me sister, that's usually how I know that they're not from the US. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let's see. There we go. Any final guesses for what? Oh, in Brooklyn, that's awesome. Yeah. I'm not a college teacher or a grad student. I wish. I would love to be a professor or a grade school teacher. Yeah, I'm neither a teacher. I just do like online. Hello, Sunil. How are you? Online classes, but not for like college credit or like it's great. More like workshops, master classes, things like that. So like certificates, continuing education. And yeah, technically I'm also a fashion designer. I just do it as a hobby though. I'm excited to finally be able to get back to my sewing, which will probably be the week after next. But I just cannot believe how fast like this year has gone. But even this month, I can't believe it's already the 6th and Easter's already over. It's so crazy. So we'll see. Yeah, Professor Brenna, exactly. Thank you. I'm your professor, exactly. Hi, George. Stacey's like touring right now. I've given 2 hints already. I don't know. Yeah, I didn't see them. I saw it had been in 12 places, but it didn't really make sense for what your hints were. What's your observation about life? What's more important, achievements or the journey? I mean, if I'm being honest, like I know that we're supposed to save the journey, but I also know that I can be an impatient person. So I also, sounds good, enjoy dinner, but I also enjoy the achievement. So kind of both in the sense that while I'm achieving a larger goal, I'll set up like mini achievements to hit like micro goals or achievements along the way because I know that I'm impatient. So I know that like I need to practice what the micro achievements feel like within them. I'm good, son. How are you? Nice to see you. Doesn't have to know about law for sewing. No, you do not have to know about law for sewing. It helps if you have a couple, books around. I'm looking at some of my fashion books, but not books of the law of fashion. Hi, Eloise. How are you? I'm good, Maru. How are you? 600 seconds. Okay, there you go. I am married. Invisible string theory? I do. I think that it's so interesting because my husband and I grew up in like the same area and we would all hang out in the same places, but I never saw him. Like I don't remember actually like being around him. Like we never met. And so we started working together and it was a temporary job for me. I was only there for like 4 months because in the US you can have like shorter contracts for temporary work, so you don't have to commit to a company long term, which some companies do. And long story short, we met and then we realized like after we started talking, there were like so many times where we could have met each other, we're around each other, which is kind of crazy. Hi, TJ, how are you? But yeah, it's kind of crazy. Any particular time you felt quitting your passion, but then what held you around? Yes, I have felt like quitting. Hi, Ghost. I felt like quitting my passions many times. That's a normal human feeling. And usually it just means that I was pushing myself too much and just needed a rest. Usually when I was thinking of quitting was like at night when I just needed to sleep. So watching out for like when you actually just need a rest and a pause versus actually giving up and understanding that like our biology, if we're hungry, if we're overtired, plays a lot into why we feel like quitting. And I don't really let people tell me no for the things that I want. It's just a matter of like, okay, well, who can I ask that's going to be able to work with me? And not in like a sketchy, I have to strong arm somebody sort of way. But like, I know that if I want something and my intent is pure, then like there's no reason not to get it. So, figuring that out, and what that means to you, I think is important. But yeah, I don't ever feel like quitting, pausing, changing how much I do something in terms of intensity. Yes. But yeah, it's more so just like knowing and paying attention to why I feel like I need a break, things like that. Yeah, I don't think that's the case. Yeah, 600 seconds, TikTok. Hi, Chico. How are you, Eddie? I've not ever been in police custody, no. I'm reading a book right now called The God of the Woods, and it's really good, and it's like about the portion I just got to is about this girl who's a camp counselor that is suspected to be like the reason that one of her like what's it called, like the kids that she watches after at the camp is missing. And so it's funny you said that because like one of the reading prompts for like a book club question is like asking basically about that. Hi, Pax. Oh, that's not Pax. Hello, Metrics. How are you? The Diddy party. Are you supposed to be away? How do you have a phone in jail? Yeah, it was really good. I've like missed books like that. Let's see. Let me go back. Sunil says comparison leads to negativity and jealousy. Yes, that's why I say comparison is the thief of joy, right? We enjoy the journey, not thinking about achievements. We'll enjoy the moments. The journey is 99% of the whole part. It's true. It's true. Someone cut my invisible string. That's why it's not working. I love that. Hi, Josh. How are you? That's so true. Good morning. How's my Easter day? Oh, it's going well. Good. I'm glad. Advice for believing in yourself. Oh my gosh. I mean, advice for believing in yourself is if you have a hard time believing in yourself, there is a little bit of faking it till you make it, or just stop overthinking and just start taking an action or doing something. You can get phones into jail. Yes, there you go. I'm sure you can. I feel like there's, my naivete, my hobbies don't include jail time. So, hi, Mr. Unique. So I'm unfamiliar. I do like drawing Faye. I just don't do it very often anymore. It's just a matter of time and being an adult that doesn't make time for drawing like I should. Eddie does. Eddie's a beautiful drawer. Where'd it go? Oh, my mother and father's family shared a yacht once, and they were both teens. Oh, but before that, they didn't know each other. That's so cute. That's a fun way to meet. Yeah, it's interesting because the book that I'm reading is about like the class structures of like wealthy families that are old money versus families that are new money. I just always speak fast. I've always spoken this fast. Those kinds of things. So it's interesting to just watch that comparison. And I mean, you got those of you who've been here for a while, they're part of my crew, know that I used to work in arts and music management in the city, in Manhattan is the city to me. And you see all types of people from all different walks of life. So, and at the end of the day, we all pretty much want the same things for our family and ourselves. A little bit of money to do something exciting, buy the things we want to buy. What we want to buy is varying different things for each of us and what our needs are. But yeah, not too much difference between us all. You're welcome, Eddie. Yeah, some good coffee. Yeah. Also writing a novel, A Single Dad for the Sake of Her equals his daughter. He found the reason for life again after surviving an attempt. Oh, I love that. That's a beautiful concept for a book. And I think, unfortunately, a lot of people can relate to it. Fortunately, but unfortunately. Pencils just piss me off. I have beef with them. You could do charcoal. You could try pen, too. You've been teaching yourself how to draw in your free time? I love that. Aw, thank you, Linny. I've also been working on a book for the past 2 years. That's so fun. I love the act of writing. I feel like I have so many ideas when I start reading more. So it's interesting. Do you want room on the couch? Here, let me move. Benny wants his couch time. Let me move this for you. Benny's my son, my cat that needs his He always likes to explore unencumbered, I think is the word, by any obstructions. So, yeah. What did you say? I'll probably need money to buy someone else what they need. Can't really say what I need. I don't have a clue. I mean, it depends. Like, I think that there's also a lost art to giving people things that don't cost money, that are arguably more, bye Faye, it was nice to meet you, that are arguably more important, like taking the time to spend intentional quality time with somebody, or just ask them how they are, like go get a slice of pizza with them, you know, like it's very New York of me to say, but like, you know, there are things that you can do that make people feel taken care of that don't cost money, just a little bit of time. And I think with time going so quickly, they can, yes, you are an OG. They can, yeah, we don't realize that sometimes. Funny line from a movie. There you go. I don't know that. Hi, Tha. How are you, Thavo? I used to draw tracing things from a computer, but I gave up trying a little more advanced level. Yeah, listen, we can always do it in phases too. Taking people to heaven with you. I don't know what that means. They got under my nails last time. Vampire nails, there you go. Yeah, I feel like charcoal is also, like, that's what can kind of fall apart too. A little bit of that, like, hi Joseph. A little bit of that, what is it called? It's like just sheds almost. Eddie, I get colorblind after a while. Yes. I understand that. Do other neat stuff in life. That's true. That's a good way to think about it. Hi Emra, how are you? But yeah, I know. I take breaks from drawing because I don't always like to also get my hands dirty. More so painting as well. Thank you, Joseph. Same to you. I'm doing good. I have some work that I'm dipping in and out of doing today, but in true Brenna fashion, I'm distracting myself as usual. The ADHD in me. Where'd it go? Oh, colorblind. Yes. Your bunny was so cute. I love that drawing. Hi, Bao. How are you? You got the art of talking. Very rare. Yes, that's true. I'm going to start a podcast. I used to have a podcast. I could start with old money folks, but I don't really keep in touch with too many of them that I used to work with. I had a woman that I was an assistant for from old money, you know, a generation or two back, which in the US is like a lot. But yeah, it's hard to say. I would have to think about what I would ask them and what it would be. But I used to have a podcast, and I actually just canceled the subscription to it just because I didn't feel like doing it anymore. But I also could do it on YouTube. I could just make videos instead. Sometimes you have to throw, oh yes. Then sometimes I'm too busy with someone. I understand that. I like that. I don't celebrate anything from the calendar. My family's Christian, which I did kind of do. Oh, yeah. I mean, listen, I think it's always nice to start the podcast again. I literally just canceled it like 5 days ago, like officially. But I could do some podcast like talks. Do you guys like listening to podcasts? Like if I made it a video on YouTube where I was like sitting and talking to somebody about something, or just like giving general advice, even if it was just me, would that be something that you would listen to in terms of like a YouTube video, like listen to a YouTube video, or you would just prefer like an audio file with no video? I'm trying to figure out what's actually helpful for what you guys would want from me, like would actually be helpful, because it's two different things, right? Like what I think would be helpful versus what you actually would enjoy can be different. So higher observer, yeah, like how do you usually, because usually when I'm like watching YouTube videos, and I think Eddie, a couple you do this too, I'll like have the video on, but I'm listening to it as I'm doing laundry or working out, or, you know, like cleaning my bathroom, you know, doing like errands and stuff like that. So I may have the video on, but I won't necessarily always be watching the whole thing, unless it's a video that's like about travel or something that I would be visualizing. Video? Okay. Any topics that you would request? I know Shub was talking about like the logistics of manifestation. So we'll see. Work for $5, I'm good. I'm from the US. I didn't sew the outfit I'm wearing. I ordered it on, I think, did I order this one? Or yeah, I think this one I got offline. But no. Yeah, the one on the mannequin, eventually I will. It'll be done by the summertime, hopefully. Hi, Irfan. I started an Easter Sunday morning. You got it done so fast. I love that. I love his little collar. His spike collar that he was wearing. That's so funny. Love to you, Suraj. Video one would be great. Okay, I'm just going back. If I'm being more honest, let's say anger and getting upset are not a thing for me. How would I work my way through, because I could replace it with being a wild animal? That is true. I will say this, that Ghost, for you, even in asking that question means that you know that when you get, hi Cole, you know that when you get upset, you don't actually want to have a negative reaction and be, in your words, a wild animal, right? Anger is normal. We all experience anger in some capacity. There's many different emotions that we feel as humans. It's just part of life. However, you know, I would say in moments where I get particularly angry, usually the things that send us over the edge to that point means that we've suppressed speaking up for ourselves at the points and times that we were supposed to. So I'm good. How are you? So Ghost, for in your position, you know, starting to look at your triggers and what sets you off and where you're not speaking up for yourself is important to do, and realize, like, why do you feel, hi Retro, why do you feel like you cannot speak up for yourself in those moments? Sometimes, you know, we have to learn what pisses us off and also what makes us happy. Hi Swas, happy Monday. So it takes some time for us to learn. So, you know, for me, I don't like when, I'll give you an example that just happened this week. I don't like when, if I've been invited to do something by somebody for work, for example, and they've invited me on the premise of a specific agreement, right? Like they've agreed for us to work in a certain way. And then in the planning, right, there's been a lot of back and forth of like, okay, well, now it's changed. We're going to do this instead. For me, like, invite me to do something when you know what it is that you want to do. And that, because anything else other than that is just a waste of my energy and time, where it's that's one of my triggers, right? That back and forth and like lack of action and not being able to actually accomplish anything. So, you know, in those regards, that would be something that like over time, but now, like, I can just read the text message and say, okay, when they figure it out, they'll go back to me. But other than that, I don't really, because I speak up for myself in the moment, it doesn't build. But I wasn't always that way, Ghost. So for me, it took time to figure out, like, okay, thank you, Swas. I appreciate that. It took me time to figure out, like, what it is that I actually needed to do. And over time, it's like, okay, I have enough things going on. I don't have to worry about explaining myself to people who aren't going to understand. The place I was talking about was the moon. Yes. Oh my, what is even happening with that? Didn't we go to the moon already? Like, it sounds like the way that they're explaining going to the moon is like we're going there the first time. So I don't know about that. Yeah, absolutely. And I think too, like, it's hard when you're younger and you're growing up with your parents, right? And you don't understand why your parents choose to make certain rules that they do. Because I know that for me as a teenager, I started to realize like how in some ways I knew better than my parents. And I know that's kind of like somewhat of a controversial thing to say, but I think like now, because you guys have so much technology and the gap between your parents and like you guys having tech is even more extreme, you're able to learn things more quickly. So, you know, I think that also can add to a level of frustration where it's not like you can speak up for yourself, but if you're still living with your parents or under your parents' rule, you know, and in their house, and they're taking care of you, that also can add to a level of frustration sometimes too. for those who are younger. But I'm doing good. How's your day going? I already worked out today. I got some work done this morning. I have a new client that I'm working with that I got settled between last night and this morning. So I'm feeling good about that. I've known her for a while, but I'm excited to start working with her one-on-one. Thank you, Abby. Yeah, thank you, Eddie. I know you know, like very personally too. So if people have ever, all Americans, of course, I can hear the eagle. I know. I don't know. Maybe I can be a little conspiracy theory like with that, but I don't know. I just think about like, how did they have audio on the moon, and how did they know that cameras would work on the moon like that? I'm like, how do we? I still look at airplanes, and sometimes I don't trust humans enough to believe that like, wow, humans built this thing, and like we can trust them to make sure that we won't like crash in the sky is kind of crazy. All that to say, I still will get on an airplane and hope for the best. But I think of like the Malaysia flight that just disappeared and all the other things that could happen. But I like to say that I'm cautiously optimistic for that reason. But I don't know what's going on with that. I'm less concerned about who's going where outside of this planet. And right now, thank you, Car, more so concerned with like what's happening on the planet with the people that are living here. You know, the camera, yeah, well, working independently still doesn't explain it, you know? Like, yes, it does work independently, but I'm like, how did they set it up where like the audio was as clear as it was? Like, I don't like the logistics of that. But it's also kind of like trying to understand, like, why does Wi-Fi and Bluetooth exist? Just the things that I like don't care to learn about. Obviously there is some sort of answer, but like I haven't sat to think about those things enough, again, because like I've had enough shit going on in the real world that I don't have to think about those things, like, or have time. When you're younger and there's less responsibilities in your brain, you have more time to think about those things, and that's not what I was thinking about, as a teenager, early 20s, to be fair. But yeah, oh yeah, so two things. The lighting in here is exceptionally good. So yes, my skin is already good, but it's definitely more flattened out than it looks IRL, which you can see like on my Insta and stuff like that in my videos. But honestly, I just have good genetics for one, so that also helps me. I drink water. I don't really drink a lot of water with lemon. Hi, Eloise, welcome back. I don't drink like alcohol really. I'll indulge every once in a while, but I don't do that. I don't like do anything recreationally fully. And then I use Korean skincare specifically, which is Innisfree. So it's literally just moisturizer, and then the brand La Roche-Posay for like cleanser. But I keep it pretty simple, and as soon as I don't have to wear makeup, I take my makeup off and I do my skincare. So, if I'm not on or I don't have to film for work or anything, I don't wear makeup just for the sake of it around my house. Hi, Jeremy. At what age did you start being serious about your life? I've always been a serious person. Honestly, I think that if I really had to choose an age, it would be like 14 when I like was locking in more so, and then like 18 when I was like really seeing more results. But it depends on like, what are you locking in for, right? Like at that point when I was 14, I was like, okay, like, and I really thrive in routine. So I also really like school, which was helpful to me, but it's harder when people don't like school. But I like school. But I would say like, between 14 and 18 was really like every year I locked in a little bit more for what I wanted. Your skincare is peeling. Oh no. Hopefully it's just a mask. I wrote an article long ago, on the Malaysian plane. Oh my gosh. In my school, and it was loved by teachers. Because most of them, yes, get to know about the incident for the first time. Hi, bodybuilder. That's wild that they hadn't heard about that. Oh my gosh. An advice for what? For skincare, Eloise? Please recommend skincare routine for brown boys. I mean, it depends on how old you are, because hormones do play a role. If you're genetically predisposed for like breakouts or acne, it just depends on your skin type. But getting to know the type of skin that you have is important. I'll also say that a lot of influencers that you see that do like skincare or makeup, like Bella Hadid just did a Prada blush, commercial that had a filter on. Most people that you see online don't even look like themselves because they already have a full face of makeup on. So, 25, okay. Okay, so at 25, helpful, could still be hormonal. I would say like, what are you eating, right? Making sure that you're eating well. what is your skin usually doing? Like, when does it get dry versus, or does it never get dry? Is it oily? Looking at those things, and then just getting, like, the more simple you keep it, really the better. If you really struggle with like breakouts, then I would always consult a dermatologist. Oh, you definitely know who Bella Hadid is. You don't know Bella Hadid? Bella Hadid is one of the Hadid sisters. They're models. Their mom is a famous model in the 80s, Yolanda Hadid, and their dad is like a very rich developer that's Palestinian and something else. But I just know that their mom is Dutch and their dad's Palestinian and something else. But they're like really famous runway models. She dated The Weeknd for a while. So yeah, Bella is Gigi Hadid's sister, her younger sister. And then they have a younger brother, Anwar. Very beautiful, very, like, you know, good people, good-hearted, kind-hearted from what I know. You know, obviously I don't know them personally, but you could just tell, like, the ad was for the blush, but like people think, you know, when you're impressionable, people think, hi Faisal. People think that, like, you know, what you see is what you get, and it's not always the case. So you're going by day comparing you with the moon. Thank you. Moon will say, oh my God, help me hide. You're so cute, bodybuilder. Thank you. I guess I am the moon, huh? Oh, I meant about saving money, not YOLOing at all. On and off. I mean, there are different things. Like, whenever I'm saving for something, I always want to have like a specific goal in mind. So basically, when you're looking at like savings goals, like, I always would either save to buy something or save to have like an actual savings goal. So also during high school was really when I started, and then like I would dip into my savings, dip out of savings, and then consistently it was like in my mid-20s, you know, early to mid-20s. So it depends on the person and what you have going on, but I would say that a lot of people, and in your 20s too, it depends on what kind of financial success you have and what you do for work. So it's hard to say comparatively for other people in a way that would be helpful to the individual unless we know more of that, your situation. Best vacation spot is the moon. There you go. Connor needs a skincare because I don't think he uses sunscreen. Yeah, I know a lot of people don't use sunscreen. I just have no choice. Thank you, son. Being a teen, is it difficult to choose good choices for security in the path? Yes. From what's ahead once you fly from the nest. It's so true. And I just think that the world is changing so quickly. Like, I have so many friends that got their degree in accounting, and now when you go to school, for a lot of schools, they're like, oh, don't even bother getting a degree in accounting, get a job in cybersecurity. For every generation, there's like a different thing. For my generation, like, everyone went to be a teacher, and then like COVID happened and it was like, okay, everyone's teaching remote. Or like, you realize that like people can't in America afford to live on one person can barely afford to live on a teacher's salary. Teacher's salary is very low, even though it's a very important job. Thank you, Radio Master. Hi, Juno. You're getting famous, popular in India. I know. Right? It's so funny. My Indian fans, you guys are so funny. But I know, I'm like, now I have to do my grand tour there. I guess I stopped there first, right? But it's so funny because I've always been that way, where like most of my friends growing up, even though I grew up in a very like predominantly white area, did have some kind of like different background. Like, they were like, I had a couple friends from India, a couple friends that are Mexican. I'm trying to think of who else. Yeah, just a lot of like mixed with some sort of brown. Hi, Vicky, how are you? Do I know the movie where there is a little boy whose mom is sick and he has this tree monster in his backyard? Christopher Nolan. No. I probably, if I heard the title, but yes, Bangladesh, there you go. Yes, I love that. Yeah, I'm very bad with movies though. Hi, Tarun, how are you? Hi, Randon. Oh, based on a book. I love that. Oh, just hit my light. Yeah, I don't know. You have your other phone for your art. Oh, there you go, Eddie. That's so sweet. Thank you. I will never forget you, Faisal. Thank you, Randon. I'm good. Yes. Thank you, Tarun. Oh, doctors are on strike here in the UK, so low wages, years of studies, and they just have to make enough to, yes, thank you. Yeah, that's what a lot of people are facing, and I think this is a time, like, for everybody to, if you can, like, live below your means and, you know, focus on saving as much as you can. If you have consumer debt, like credit card debt for things that you don't need, pay that off first. Like, the less debt you have, the better. So, I'll send you an autograph, turn. I am at work, but this is like my work break, my little like lunch hour that I'll stop on and do live. I'm from the United States. But yeah, I think we can feel like in the air that times are changing. And, you know, I think that in our lifetime, we'll see the erasure of paper money, probably. Everything will be fully digital, probably, you know, even more advancements in crypto. These are just my guesses. I'm not somebody that, you know, knows enough about those things, but just as a citizen of the world. But yeah, because millions of people watch football players on weekends and not doctors. Yeah, that is true. That is true. You don't want to see a doctor until you need to see a doctor. You know, checking in. Sunil, my novel, Single Dad, Super Rich Guy Now, actually ends in tragedy. He one day, after decades, gets to meet his first love, passes away because of a heart attack. Oh my gosh, he dumped him for a rich guy. That's crazy. Have I ever been to the Crocker Mansion in New Jersey, Darlington, as it's known? Crocker Mansion? No, I don't even know if I've heard of that before. I used to love like looking at the Weird NJ books and the Weird NJ magazines, and like my friends and I would go and drive to those different places. But yeah, not so much. I know there's like a couple creepy places that are probably within like an hour from me. One called the Land of Make Believe. But now, I mean, there's so many other places to discover in New York that there's a lot of different places to go. Those who do not remember us, we do not have to remember them. That is true. That is true. Oh, A Monster Calls. Aw. I'll have to look that up. That sounds good. I like Christopher Nolan, though. What else? Who else did, there's a movie with Tom Cruise. There's like a lot of like creepy kind of like movies. I think he did Interstellar too, right? Interstellar. Drink coffee and stay up all night? Oh my gosh, there you go, Haunted. Sorry, I just saw that now. I love spooky things, though. I love watching scary movies. I love, like, going to places that are supposedly haunted. I want to visit, where is it? There's a couple, like, asylums, like, I don't know, places like that that are scary. Tim Burton, yes. Love to you, Ardu. India, Siva, hello, hello. I'm pretty sure the finest doctors get paid high, real high, yes. And it depends on what they do. Like a cosmetic surgeon or like a neurosurgeon, they get paid a lot of money, especially if you have a private practice. But surgeons are always going to get paid higher than like a traditional, you know, general, what is it, GP, general doctor. But yeah, it depends on where you live too. Because if you're like a doctor in like the middle of, you know, nowhere, USA versus New York City and Manhattan, it's going to be a little different. That's why you see so many people when they get really sick that will travel to different places in the world, or different places just even in the US. Most millionaires, yeah, they treat people good. They can, not all do, but they can. Yeah, I cannot replace being, I know, it can't, but they do have something called the cyberknife now, where the cyberknife came out maybe like 6 years ago. At least one of the hospitals with that lady that I was assisting doing arts management, she was like, had paintings that were going up in a hospital, and basically it was like for remote surgery. So if you were a surgeon, you can kind of tap in. They also do those, I think, for like more routine procedures. Like they can use it for like appendicitis or things like that too. But yeah, there's so much. I'm not an AI. Thank you though. My hands are too real. But it's crazy that we have to ask that now. That's crazy that like that's an actual question. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I think it's also because like being in the US, like there's something called the no KNG PROTEST, and I think that because like it sees that I'm in the US, it's also sensitive to how that word is used in where I'm streaming from. So we'll see. But yeah. Yeah. There you go. Sorry, there you go. There we go. What is The Matrix? I keep hearing about it. The Matrix, the movie, or like the concept of The Matrix? Haven't seen. You haven't seen it yet. What? Yeah, seen what? The movie The Matrix. Oh, Dan Brown's origin. Yes, my grandma used to read a lot of Dan Brown. Yeah. So The Matrix is basically, I'm gonna say allegedly, this concept. We'll be curious if I glitch again. If I glitch again, we'll see. But it's this concept of like, you know, we're stuck in this matrix, or like it's capitalism and all the things that keep us kind of like contained as humans and our potential, and the things that keep us kind of stuck where we are. You know, I am a person that lives in I do enough of what I have to do so that nobody comes looking for me. But it's hard. It's hard for me to share Eloise without like get the risk of my channel and us not being able to find each other anymore. In the States, how much electricity bill costs per milliwatt? I don't know what the exact cost of our energy is like from a technical standpoint. I think that I pay for our house, we pay about like $150 US dollars a month in electricity. Matrix by Andrew Tate. I haven't heard his description. Obviously, as you could probably tell, I don't follow Andrew Tate. I have no reason to. I'm not a alpha, sigma, beta, whatever he calls himself. My grandma, yes, exactly. Well, you can read her if you can speak to the other side. She's since passed away, unfortunately. Any plans on living off grid for any point? Totally off grid, probably not. But I also think it's like good to prepare for those types of things anyway. You know, but I not intentionally living off grid. But I commend people who do. I know a couple people that I follow that have like off grid lifestyles just because I think it's interesting. But I like my aesthetic things, but if I had to go without them because life, you know, lifed that way, then I would. You know, I would do what I had to do to survive, but probably not intentionally live off grid. It's funny because my husband and I went for a hike the other day, and he's very into like survival and, you know, loves, if everything were to go apocalyptic tomorrow, I'm glad I'm married to my husband because he would know what to do. And I'm good at taking his directions, but more of those things I'd like to learn. I have rich people skin. What does that mean? What does that mean? What is rich people skin? Survival during a hike. I don't think you understood what I was saying because you misinterpreted my words. You just picked up words and put them together in a sentence. But we were talking about like what if you have to learn survival skills while we were on our hike. That was our conversation. But yeah. Put my comments together. How is there no evidence? Oh, because I have not heard anything from Mr. Tate. If I do, I will let you know. Bye, Retro. Nice to see you. But I think there is evidence. But honestly, at the end of the day, if I'm being so serious right now, when it comes to like all of the things that happened in the Hi Roses, I hope you're feeling good, my dear. All of the things that happen when you hear about something for so long and it doesn't actually impact me, you know, and my life. And there's other things that are much more stressful in my immediate life. Like those things are going to take priority. You know, at the end of the day, I'm one person in the East Coast of the United States that really has no say in the game. So like there's only so much that you can do, you know, holding people accountable. But I think for me, I'm more about like preventative measures and making sure that the people in my life know what they have to do to not get into those circumstances. But I think that there's like, again, because I'm older and I have more responsibilities and my dad has been sick and, my husband has parents that are getting older and grandparents that are sick, like those things to me take priority because, thank you, Fang. And again, there's only so much that we can do. I'm not a judge. I don't, participate in the law in that capacity. I'm not employed as a lawyer. So, it's good to be informed and to be safe, but to let it ruin your whole day and become obsessed about it, unless you're passionate about doing something about it, there's really nothing more than just knowing. And then we know, and then we're stressed out. I think a lot about that, like how so many things, like how we're exposed to so many things in the world, and the reason that people are mostly cynical and feel so like, oh my God, there's no, like, how do we chase after our dreams, or like what, everything is pointless, is because like there is that feeling of knowing so much about the negativity of the world and knowing that like realistically there isn't so many things that you can do. So I think that figuring out what it is that you're passionate about, that that you can do to, in the words of Gandhi, be the change that you wish to see in the world, that is what you want to focus on. But, figuring out what you have to do. Your dad is older than my husband's dad? Yes. Yeah, on priorities first, because I do the same before moving on. It's true. Absolutely. Hi, Yankees. Hello. Yeah, of course I love my dad. Absolutely. He's had a hard life, so I'm happy to. Be nice to Ferrari. She's one of my OGs. You're new. You're still on the chopping block. We'll decide if we'll keep you after the live. But yeah, I think it's like that's where people online who are judging other people about what they prioritize based on what they know about the world and the government, like it are people who don't, if they have problems, or hold on, if they no, he gets nothing. Yeah, family first before everything, because it's just like people who, nobody that actually has the ability to help other people or who take an action is going to judge other people for what they are or are not doing. So yeah, DK's gone. I am the mod. See how fast I got rid of him? I was gonna see if he was gonna clean up his act if we set some boundaries with him to do it right, but he's gone. Yeah, I think about that often, and I think it's a subject that not a lot of people are comfortable talking about because they don't want to get in trouble, or like they don't want people to get mad at them for it. But we're at our breaking point where like enough people are struggling in their own lives where, thank you, Swass, hi Scoops, are struggling in their own lives that like they don't have the capacity to worry about what's happening in other areas of the world that they have no control over. I did block him. He was gone. He only got one other comment. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'll keep you for the view if you need it that badly. But if he wants the attention, I'll take it. But he doesn't get to bully my people. I'm strict with the program. There are sometimes, like, there have been people that have been in here that I've removed so quickly that nobody even realized it. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I could have a mod if I want to just keep talking and I don't want to be that quick with it. But I love you too. But yeah, I'm strict. We're strict with the program. No one gets to talk badly to my people who've been here that are the OGs. Thank you, Scoop. But yeah, we shall see. The world is an interesting place right now, and I think of you guys who are younger than me and what it's like to kind of grow up in the world. And I was saying this on Saturday that a lot of things are changing very quickly. Excuse me, and it's hard when you're like, okay, you're told that if you pick something and you follow it, then you're going to get what you want, and that can be true, but I think it's the rules keep changing, so it's having to having to pivot more often because there's more tracks available, if that makes sense. But I feel for you guys, so I always say, if like whatever I can do to help in terms of advice in my corner of the world, I'm happy to. Okay, I'm writing that down, Tarun. I need to make to make my chicken biryani. I love the seasonings because I did end up marinating the chicken, but I didn't get to be able to actually make it, unfortunately. And I won't this week because I'm getting my niece tomorrow. Oh no, I didn't remove you. You're still here. Night owl. No, I mean, you're probably from the other side of the world, but I am, it's 2 p.m. here right now. So still afternoon. I ignore Brenna, focus on good talk from you. The rest will follow in place. Yes, it's true. Yes, you ignore. Exactly. Depends. Like if somebody's being like antagonistic, like online, it depends on what they're on TikTok. Like I have I have a good following on there, but I have a lot of people now that I've been on there for so long that will just come in and answer the people for me. Kheer, yes, Kheer is cheese, right? It's a type of cheese. Yeah, I read it, but was too lazy to respond. I totally understand. And like honestly, I always say that in my lives, and this has always been my life since the beginning, because like my people are usually so strong, like we have a connection in our community that it's like you get the random people that like kick through the door. Like it's like they're kicking in the door of the live and like they're like, oh my god, pay attention to me, and we all just kind of look at them like, that's nice, honey, bye. And they just leave because I feel like there's been a couple lives like that. Oh, rice pudding. Oh, that sounds amazing. I love things like that. I'll have to try that too. But we just kind of look at them like, that's cute, get out, you know, like what are you doing here? Like you're the one who came into the wrong class and are making like being loud and obnoxious, and you're embarrassing yourself, you know. So yeah, you don't have a clue what I'm talking about, but we'll just remove you too. I'm in a silly, goofy kind of mood. Bye. It's so interesting and funny. I know. And that's like, the nature of being online. This is coffee. I originally was going to make an iced coffee, but I have iced coffee, milk, and what I put, coconut, like I made a coconut sugar syrup with Madagascar vanilla, which is really good. Hi Rob. Yes. Oh my god, started a new one tomorrow. Yes, good luck. Oh my gosh. I'm doing well. Good luck on your new job. But see like how like quick you were to get a new one? Like clearly that was the right move. Yes, I think everyone does. Yeah. I'm still trying to understand where she is. Yes, I love your attention. I'm being honest. Who's she? Me, she, or other she? Speaking of coffee, I drank my Monster. Oh, I love that. Yes, my husband drinks Monster from time to time. Viking berry sounds good though. That sounds like an interesting flavor. Yeah, I haven't seen. I'll drink Celsius from time to time, but yeah. How many days are there in a year? Hi, Say No to Injustice. 365. Well, we could do trivia too. But 365 days in a year, unless you're doing that whole like, oh, that's not the real calendar bullshit that I don't have time to pay attention to. I'm like 365. That's what most people use. I'll go with it too. Tomorrow is the 7th already. Although I was talking to somebody yesterday about because I have some of my family is Greek Orthodox, and they also celebrate Greek Easter, which is like next weekend. So it was like the 2 calendars, figuring out the 2 calendars, has been interesting. But no one can be on. Thank you, Scoops. I have bills and holiday to pay. Yeah, I feel that. I do a spoonful of coffee and a little milk. Yes. I know, I do rarely curse. It's funny, I actually tone myself down on live, like for YouTube, because I'm just aware that like not everybody, but I do curse a lot. Reminds you of the Miranda Cosgrove video. Probably fuck. Depends on the year and which planet. Yes. The question was incomplete. Oh, there you go. I'm your crush. I'm not single. Hi, Romeo. How are you? Thank you. I've been told that my hugs are good, that I have good hugs. I'll take it. Fit check. I'll stand up in a minute. I'm being lazy. Hi, Khaled. How are you? Oh, Greece. I would love that. Oh, wow. Base army in Cyprus. That's so cool. Yeah, I feel like Greece is such an interesting landscape. I've never been, but I would also love to go. Long drive or just long walk with the perfect music? I prefer walking with music. Bye, Eddie. Enjoy. I'm so glad you have a commission. That's so exciting. Enjoy, enjoy. Just gonna look at Mars. Oh, I understand. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Khaled. Oh, that's The Birth of Venus by Botticelli. That's where, oh, Pakistan, cool. That's an old Italian Renaissance painting. UK. Party places in Greece. Yes, I know Mykonos is a big party place that people talk about. I don't know if you know Lindsay Lohan, but she's like a famous actress in America. And apparently she had a club there at some point in time. Or like had a show where she was clubbing. No, I think she had a club there, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, if I was like 10 years younger than I am now, maybe even 5, I would probably enjoy that. But I feel like I like to be in bed by 10 o'clock and reading my book and being a grandma. Other than that, I'm tired. If I can sleep, I'm good, but I definitely still prioritize sleep. That is for sure. Oh, let me go grab my book from upstairs. I'll be right back. I'm 33. Oh, and my fit check, I just have my Abercrombie jeans on, my white tank, and my sweater. I don't even remember where these are from. This tank top's from Amazon, though. Get this guy. Hi, Abuzar. How's inflation worrying you? We are suffering from it very badly after the government efforts for fuel prices. Yes, we see it also in the U.S. Hi, Fixed Heart. Yeah, we are seeing it a lot. Fuel, our usual like price per gallon in US dollars is anywhere between, I would say, like $3. Average is like $3 a gallon. Thank you, Jojo. And then they've gone up to about almost like $4.50 per gallon. I'm in the US. US dollars, and diesel for people who have like diesel trucks and things like that. I'll be on for probably about another half hour, maybe an hour. I'm not asleep, no. I'm not one of those lives where you're gonna see me filming sleeping. I'm not that cute sleeping. But yeah, diesel is up to like $6 a gallon. So like it's, for us, it probably costs us about like $60 to fill up our gas tank. But I also don't commute to work, so it's good. Okay, sounds good. Yes, Pakistan, yes. I would love to go. I'd love to visit India. I'd love to visit Pakistan. I know there's like beef between you guys apparently, but I don't know that enough about it. Hi, Madet. How are you? Hello, hello. I'm reading, well, the book I'm actually reading, this is one of my workbooks, but I'm reading a book called The God of the Woods, or The God in the Woods. Good night, Lucrecio. Which is really good. It's a mystery novel about a girl's, a summer camp that's on this nature preserve that's owned by this wealthy family. And it's really, really, really good. I got it on Friday. It's like 540 pages. I'm already like most of the way done with it. So it's really good. I love the beach. The beach is my favorite. I would always, the beach or the mountains. I like both, but this I just grabbed for a little note that I have to make for work. Yeah, are you in the middle class group that the price makes a difference in your life, or elite enough to know? Well, I mean, I'm not elite in that way, but I live like an average life. I would say like middle class more so. But like it's definitely like we're concerned about it, but I don't commute to work, and I don't have to drive that far. So for me, it's like, okay, there's nothing I can do to change it. So I just pay it and, do what I have to do. But there's less, I feel like in other countries, there's more of that divide, whereas in the US, we don't have that kind of divide. Like, people complain about it, but it's just something to complain about, it's just something to talk about and complain about. What kind of books do I like? I like mystery novels. I'll read some, like, romance books, but I would say, like, I read, like, the Court of Thorns and Roses, which is a little too, like, intense, if you know what I mean. For me, it wasn't a bad book, but it was just like, I don't know. It was too much, but I do like mystery more so. I want to go back and read more Stephen King. So I'll pray for your marriage. Yeah. What am I currently doing? Me, and what kind of work do you do? Oh yeah. So I own my own business. I've worked for myself for about there's a woodpecker. I've worked for myself for almost 5 years now. And basically what I help people do is figure out how to get their businesses off the ground. So a lot of it is like teaching them how to make an offering, and a lot of, like figuring out accounting, marketing, things like that, how to find their clients, but more so in the lens of spiritual business practices. So if they're like yoga teachers, or I have a client that I just onboarded that has her own boutique marketing firm. So helping her based on her energy and what her goals are. So a lot of strategy, a lot of spiritual strategy. Yeah, I hope you guys sleep well. I know it's that kind of like lazy day. What makes a book good for me, Samson? That's a good question. I want one that I don't feel like bored. I like when there's a lot of like twists and turns in the book, and I don't like books that feel totally predictable, which I feel like is hard to do. When you read a lot, you eventually start to see like the plots. How about for you, Samson? Do you have any books that you enjoy, or do you enjoy reading? But yeah, any book that I can't put down, which usually has to do with like drama and mystery and trying to like a whodunit, kind of like Agatha Christie-esque. But yeah. Sydney Sweeney is your crush. That's so funny. I feel like that's common with foreigners. Like she's like the American girl next door, we call it. Some countries in East Asia have started using wood or coal. Yes. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Yeah, I would say that because of the like being in the US, there's a lot of it takes us a long time to get there, but stranger things have happened. I think that in the US, the citizens of the US are the most aware of how fragile things can be, and how scary they can get pretty quickly. I mean, there was a lot of times where we've had like different natural disasters like hurricanes and tornadoes where people in different parts of the country have gone without for a long time and didn't really have resources for people to help them. And it can get scary pretty quickly. So, doing what you can to make sure you know what to do in emergency situations and always being somewhat prepared if you can be is important. My favorite sport, I mean, I like baseball. Football's okay, like American football. I like soccer, but I don't really have like a favorite. If I were to play any sport to go back and play, I would play volleyball because I love volleyball. That's my favorite. That's the one that I was always the best at. I'm kind of tall, so that also helped me. It was good. I went to my aunt and uncle's house. They live about like an hour away from me, so we went and were with them this afternoon. If I could have the superpowers of one hero, anyone, who would it be? I heard it was asked in an Apple interview. I love that. The first person that came to mind was Doctor Strange because of his ability to bend time and being throughout the multiverses. So Doctor Strange, I think. Next to him is Tony Stark, but Tony Stark doesn't really have like actual given superpower. Like he's Iron Man, right? So like he's just really smart and built the suit, but he himself doesn't necessarily fully have powers, had ACL tear. That's awful, Aquario. It's nice to see you. Hold on. There you go. Do I read every day before bed? I try to. Now that I have a good book, I will. But if I don't have a good book, I am guilty of scrolling on my phone. I haven't watched cricket. I heard the correct answer was, bro, shut the fuck up. Let's work on something realistic at Apple. That makes sense. What would yours be, Siddharth? Who would be your superhero of choice? Craziest thing I did in high school? I was not very crazy. I've always kind of been like healthily boring. That's awful. Fixed heart. Yeah, that is not fun. But craziest thing I did? I don't know. I mean, what do you classify as crazy? I literally can't think of anything. I was so boring. No, I'm married. I'm older. I'm a lot older than school age, but thank you for that. My crush is my husband. Yeah, an introvert. I was an introvert. I was also a very anxious teenager. Like I was just very hyper aware of everything all the time. And so that also made me like very cautious to connect with anybody, like outside of my actual friend group that I had known since middle school. So yeah, I just was never into like the partying scene. I like didn't get into any trouble ever. I was a good student. So unfortunately I don't have any good stories. I'm sorry to say. 2 years of teenage years. There you go. You're in the final stretch. The superpower that I want to have is turn rock to bread and cheese. I will never have to work, eat them, and sell the rest. That's a good one. That's resourceful. You're a good entrepreneur, Samson. Virat Kohli. I know the name. Someone else asked me about that person. Is he like a cricketer, as I always say? Cricket player? Cricketer? Missionary school, but since I passed, I missed the festivals, Christmas, Easter. Oh, okay. So you were busy studying? At first I thought of Superman just based on the fact that in all the DC movies, it's not villains versus heroes, it's villains versus heroes trying to get to Superman to fight on their side. That is true. Yeah, I just like that. And I like Wong in, what is it? It was the one with the rings, like 7 rings or something like that. I just like the concept of like traveling through the multiverses and playing with time, like manipulating time. I just think that that's really interesting. But yeah, Doctor Strange has been my favorite movie out of like those series too. So it's fun to watch. I could never have the courage to open up about myself in front of a live camera like this. That's so funny. Yes, exactly. I'm in my 30s, so I am also too old to care. But in my teens, oh my gosh, yeah, I would never have done this. It just takes time. Like it really is true that like as you get older and you realize that like most people are largely unimpressive, like I talk to you guys as if I met you and we were in school together or like out on the street, you know, like my personality doesn't change on the internet versus in person. I'm actually probably, to be fair, in person, I'm much more like introverted. Not because like I'm not social, but I just need like long periods of not talking or saying anything. I love Iron Man. Yeah, that is true. I think, yeah, I would agree with you that Iron Man is objectively better. It's just more interesting, I think, in terms of action. Like the last Doctor Strange movie was okay, but I didn't really like the concept of like the girl that he brought through time. Like I don't know, I just feel like there's only so many things that they can make new again, but we shall see. They will try. Teammate was awful. Yeah, they laughed at me. That's awful. Yeah, they weren't laughing once they found out you were hurt, I'm sure. Where would you go if you could get a time machine? What would you do if you could manipulate time? Oh my gosh. I think that I would make myself not late. Hi, Peter. Sports personality. That's cool. I know. It's so funny, like, outside of the U.S., like, we know so many less. I mean, Messi and Ronaldo, I know, but that's pretty much the only foreign sports players that I have any concept of knowing. But again, it's, like, preference of, like, what do I pay attention to? Where would I go? I mean, I would definitely want to go back and meet my family in Ireland. I would go back and try to like see or maybe help them because my family was very poor in Ireland. Even when they came to the US, they were also very poor, like my grandparents. So I would try to go back and help them, put more food on the table. But I would love to see like the Library of Alexandria, RIP. I would love to see like ancient Turkey, which was like Mesopotamia at the time. I would love to see ancient Egypt. Just all of those like interesting places, like to see what the world was actually like, because we have so little. There's a lot of documentation, but there's not much documentation at the same time. There's a lot we don't know. So it's interesting. The secret behind my smile, well, I do use whitening toothpaste. And also just being happy, good energy, and being grateful. Thank you, Tarun. Yeah, that's crazy. Oh, yeah. I know, that'll do it. Nice Mercedes-Benz. That's very sweet of you. Thank you. Love a good Mercedes. Yeah, a good personality. It's true. Hi, Devin. How are you? Yeah, Tony Stark, genius, playboy, billionaire. There you go. Me, stupid, broke shit. No, don't say that about yourself. Thanks, Michigan. Welcome. Yeah, surgery, like, if you can avoid it by any cost. That's like, again, the older I've gotten too, the less adventurous I'm willing to be with certain things. Like I was saying this in the last live, I have no desire to skydive. I have no desire to, like, you know, do anything that's like involving heights for too long. Like a plane is as adventurous as I'll get. Maybe I'll do a roller coaster every now and again. But yeah, I don't know. Hi, I'm Brenna. Hello, hello. Oh, we were discussing if we had a superpower, what superpower would we have? And then, yeah, I guess fear. Fear also, or sense of fear. But yeah. This is The Birth of Venus by Botticelli. It's an old Italian Renaissance painting. Heavyweight puts more pressure on the knees. That it does. That's why so many fat people in America get knee surgery and hip surgery. Is Turkey ancient Mesopotamia? Wasn't it? Yeah, I always get it confused with like the mix of those places, but I don't pretend to know. Hi, Pradeep. How are you? Welcome, welcome. Soccer. Yeah, that is true. I'm good. Thank you, Sai. Or Shay. Excuse me. Second to last message. Let's see. You can always change that. You wish you could borrow my blue eyes? Sure. I'm 2/3 of age. Oh, you're so cute. Thank you. The two most famous superheroes of all time, Iron Man and Batman, are mere humans. Isn't that fascinating? Yeah, it's so... I think because people like that it feels more possible. Yes, I have my few books here. Oh, wait, here's something cute. Our live mascot, Benny. He's watching all the leaves go by outside. Hi, traveling. Little Benny, Benny time. Yes, Benny is the OG. My hobbies, I love to sew, I love to read, I love going out to eat, I love hiking, I love traveling. I'm a nerd, so I like going to school. Exactly. If you get time, please, Wings of Heaven. It's based... Oh, Jerusalem. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Fixed Heart. I know. It's so funny, like, how, I love spending time with animals, too. But, yeah, once a week, I actually go... And I don't know what other countries have squirrels. Obviously, we have in the U.S. I don't know if you guys have squirrels in your countries, too. But they're, like, actually kind of like rodent, technically. Hi, Safe. And once a week I go, because it's baby season here, being that it's the spring. Oh, I love that, Pradeep. And I feed them. Like, they need to be syringe fed. So there's 36 baby squirrels that the wildlife preserve has right now. And so we split our time. There's a couple other volunteers that I help to take care of the little animals. So that's been very rewarding. And I'm lucky that I'm blessed that I'm in a place where I can take some time to volunteer. But no, it's just vulgar because you're little, you're young. But it's not... The paintings, like you had said, Fixed Heart, they're old Italian Renaissance paintings, which is so funny because... Like, there are actual real-life people who are on live streaming things that are so much more vulgar than the perception of that. Like, this being offensive to me is always laughable, because I'm like, okay, then that means that the level of naivete or immaturity on the app is interesting. Interesting. Thank you, Tarun. I appreciate that. Oh, have fun at your party, free bands. Enjoy. Yeah, if you've seen Wolf of Wall Street, this is nothing. You immediately lose any credibility of being offended by the painting behind me. If you've seen Wolf of Wall Street, that's funny. That was also based on a true story. Yes. Oh, Wolf of Wall Street. Yes. Yes, that is true. Done. I'll look back at the chat in a second. 12:11, 12:11, 12:11. I have to remember that. Aw, thank you, Pradeep. I like you too. Pashima shawls. Yes, I actually have one right here that Benny sits on in my windowsill. Right, you're a good boy. You know your name. I have one of these. This is a gift from my mom, but I'll have to wash this because it's been on the windowsill. But yeah, those are pretty common, especially as like evening wear if like you go somewhere where it's like springtime and the weather's kind of like fickle. But yes, I know. When I come across good night, sweet dreams. When I come across a $14 hello sensei. Welcome back. But when I come across somebody worthy of your love and your attention and affection, then I will let you know. But I've also been in a more introverted phase of my life where I also haven't met people that would be up to my standards for you. As a good matchmaker. Yes, thank you, Fixed Heart. Oh, okay, yes, you were telling me about that Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. Yes, I'll have to watch them. Excuse me. I know you will ask me, Abuzar. Absolutely, you're so funny. Tech CEO. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's so many things that I would love to try to do. Like, even though like I'm 30 in my early 30s, I definitely don't feel that sense of like what our parents teach us, like, oh, you're 30, there's all these things you should do. Like, I'm never afraid to go back to school or to keep getting, hi Kendall, I did, how about you? Learning new things. Like, if you have the financial ability to go to school or do certification programs or try something new, no matter your age, I always think it's a good idea. The time's gonna pass anyway, so who cares, you know? Aw, I miss you too. Thank you. Rick and Morty, my brother loves that show. I don't watch it, yeah. I don't get introvertedness. Like, why are you scared to speak to people? Well, introvertedness isn't necessarily synonymous with, hi Randy, with being scared. I'm introverted in the sense where like I'm not afraid to talk to people, clearly. I just don't want to talk to people for certain periods of time. So like introverted, like somebody that's introverted because of anxiety is going to be different than somebody who like wants to like needs self-preservation and doesn't want like to be around people all the time. But I don't know. I feel like that's just normal. We just need to give like a phrase for everything. Yeah, exactly. And we are the same, Siddharth, exactly. But isn't that like normal? Like, I feel like that's just normal human behavior, but now everything has to have like it's a this theory and X-maxing, like it's all those kinds of things that like, I don't know, like we think of, like everything has to have a term now. But yeah, sensei, yeah. It was my dad that was sick. I don't have a relationship with my mom, so she's always on something. But yeah, my dad is doing okay. I'm gonna call actually to check in on him before the day is over. So we shall see. But hi, Fernando. But thank you for asking. Boosted my knowledge about the Western Wall behind the Troy Church. Yeah, that's so interesting. That sounds good. Mm-hmm. I get that, Siddharth. Yes. I feel like we just have that same, and I also like can understand your sense of humor, and I like that you're straightforward. It's interesting like talking the way that I do. Like, yes, I'm kind and like hospitable because like I'm online. Like, I feel like it's like my responsibility is like ethically, but also like I don't. It's interesting to have my personality as a woman in the US where like I get frustrated very easily when things aren't straightforward or logical. And I think you and I share that too. Like, we appreciate like honesty, straightforwardness, like logic when it is required, you know? So that also, knowing that we live in a world where no matter what your country is, there's a lot of people that suffer from having the opposite problem, not being logical, not being transparent. that can get exhausting. So hence we need to recoup and be away from people when we need to. Yeah, exactly. And I don't know if somebody, I do like kids. My niece is going to be staying with me starting tomorrow. So I'll be back on Friday at some point a little bit. I'll let you guys know as I usually do in the community chat. But she's on Easter break this week. She's in the first grade. She's on Easter break this week. So she's coming to stay with Aunt Brenna. But I do love kids. They're both my cousins who are sisters had babies that are almost a year old at Easter yesterday who are so cute. Yeah, I hate babies. I understand. Depends on your responsibility. I don't have any kids. Yes, my next stream is Friday. Yes. We're so different in terms of culture. We're Indian, are supposed to live with our parents forever. Yes, exactly. It's not common at all in the US. It's like there are people here from other countries, or like if their background is from like Mexico or they're European, like that's more common if they're immigrants to this country. But yeah, it's just my husband and I in our house, and it's not common for parents. Most like parents, I think, also like the autonomy. Oh yeah, I can scroll up in a little bit. Get her a taste of streaming too. Oh, yeah, absolutely. How many kids do I want? I don't know. I mean, I'm enjoying being childless. We're enjoying being childless right now. But I think it's funny because a lot of people that are also like have children, when you get into your 30s, like they want the shared experience and of like having kids, but it's like I just don't. I spent a lot of my life without peace than with it, so I don't want to replace that peace with kids just yet. Maybe she'll be in the stream my niece won't be in the stream on Friday. I want 11 kids who will become soccer players. There you go. Well, that's the thing with kids, right? Like no, I'll post a picture of her, but her mom doesn't want her to be on camera. So I bring her home on Thursday, actually. Just because she is very funny though. She would love to be on camera. She's like my little celebrity. She's more, and we look so much alike. I'll post a picture of her and I, but yeah, she's a little sweetie pie. She's very funny, very social, always going up and asking kids if they want to play on the playground. She's 100% an extrovert. She'll probably be live streaming one day when she's allowed to. We FaceTime, she'll send me audio messages, things like that, but she's so cute. She was a COVID baby, so it was it's like interesting to see, like, because she was born in 2019, how yeah, absolutely. She was born in 2019. My brother and I look a lot alike, so people will sometimes think that she's my daughter. But she was born in 2019, and right after that was whenever we had lockdown, right? So even though she was like born and grew up in her toddler years during lockdown and an introspective time, she's very social. So I'm glad her mom did a good job at that too, making sure she was that way. Because her mom is more of an introverted person, like only likes to talk if there's only something to say. Go to a trip. Edinburgh? Is that Scotland? Scotland? Yeah. That's a long story scoop, so maybe I'll make a podcast about it. Take the kids like Ronaldo, then I will train your 11 boys. There you go. 11 boys is a lot of work, I'll tell you that. More power to you. Scotland, yes, I would love to go. Hi, Dawn, how are you? Both of her parents are at home 24/7. Yes, that is true. That is true. At the time they were. Now they're not together. My brother and his ex-girlfriend are not together. Valerie, who's my niece, her mom and dad, but her dad is my brother. But yeah, that was helpful. Oh, here's a wild turkey. Look. They do exist. That's why we have turkey on Thanksgiving in America. This is what it's like living in the woods. Have you guys ever seen a wild turkey before? Yeah, I know. They're out all the time. It's so funny. I know. I'll feed them chopped up apples sometimes. That's a turkey. They walked away. That's a Benny. That's my little furry baby. And yeah, they walk down the hill. But yeah, those are the woods. My backyard is very expansive. Yeah, exactly. Turkey roam around? Yes, they do. Only in more like wooded areas like where I live because I'm in the mountains. So there's a lot of them here. Not too many. There's been a black bear in my backyard. I saw a black bear walking down there 2 years ago. Black bears you don't have to be afraid of. No, I'm not scared at night. I thought I would be because I was like scared because living in a city, like you have the ambulances and all the people, but I actually love living here so much more. It's very peaceful and it feels very safe. I actually feel safer here than I did in the city. Less people. I know my neighbors. Everyone's very nice to each other. Yeah, I'll be on probably for another 30 minutes. Yeah, brown bears are like grizzly bears. They're also called. So like those get like more like they'll rip your face off. Like I mean a black bear would too, but like grizzly bears are much scarier. But yeah, it's so interesting to see like the different. I love that about going to other countries. Like you forget that like the simple things like the birds are different, the bugs are different. Yeah. Yeah. Ronaldo's still playing football. How old is he? He's older, right? Yeah, that's funny that you guys got to see. You've seen deers before in my backyard, and sometimes I'll give them some carrots and things like that, but you never want to feed animals too much because they get dependent. He is 8 years older than you. Oh, 8 years older than me? Okay, interesting. So early 40s. I'm in the Northeast. A lion would do the job. That is true. Oh my gosh, remember we were talking about that? That feels like so many lives ago. The guy that in Dubai that had a lion as a pet. Thank you, Safe Path. New York State. Yeah, I could do at some point, but I'd probably share like when I go on one of the hikes. There's a lot of waterfalls near me too. Little ones, not anything major, but like little ones you can find in the woods, things like that. I know. Yeah, exactly. As long as they're not 9 feet tall, 1,000%. I read somewhere where if you want to experience Taste of Istanbul of Architecture Scotland, experience Taste Visit Istanbul, if Architecture Scotland, if Beauty then Switzerland, if Beaches then Australia. I'll probably you may go to all these places. You too, Abuzar. That's so funny. But yeah, oh my gosh. How many countries have I visited? I've been to Ireland 4 times, Spain, London, which is England, obviously, Paris, France, Mexico, Canada. I think just 6. Oh no, I've been to Turkey. I've been to Istanbul, so it's 7. I think that's 7. Monaco soon, India, Pakistan. I haven't been pandas. It's so cute. Do I have any expensive bags? I don't have any like high-end designer bags yet on the list. I do want a Chanel bag. So I'll probably get one. I just haven't decided on what one I wanted, but I like nice things, but I don't overspend frivolously like that. I wanted to upgrade my furniture and things like that first, so I did that first. Chinese. Oh, I didn't know that. Aw, thank you, Fixed Heart. I appreciate that. I know. I especially on here, people can be very rude and defensive online. But yeah, Prada, yes. I like Chanel. I always like the boy bags. I like the black boy bags with gold hardware. I want a bigger one of those. Yeah, I like Gucci. I do like Prada, Christian Dior. But it's a spectrum. I like both. Bottega Veneta, I think is how you say it. Or I always mix up the words, but I like their stuff. But again, I don't spend too much time there. I don't spend too much time there. Most countries in East Asia aren't safe. You travel. No, I understand. Yes, I do. I mean, I'm nice, but I'm not as naive as people think. Like, I'm also, not going to walk around a country that I don't know by myself as a woman. I'm not ignorant to those things. Like when I went to Istanbul, like it was with a tour group and three of my friends from college, and we were with like a big group of people, and everyone knew like where we were at all times. So yeah, now I wouldn't travel without my husband. Yeah. Aw, she stopped showing up. I mean, most things take time. I think it depends on why she stopped showing up too. I'm sorry you're going through that though. Louboutin heels. Thank you, Hernan. Yeah, they're beautiful. I just know myself and I can't walk in heels that high. I don't really have any places that I go that would warrant it anyway. Yes, Earth, if you want it, you could achieve it. Pasta, tomato ketchup, there you go. That's helpful too. Hi, Busy, how are you? Nice to see you. I do like handbags. But yeah, people forget, like, Americans forget that, like, how many countries aren't as safe to solo travel. And then sometimes demonize places that are really safe. But yeah. Oh, the matching red souls, that's so cute. Hi, Animal. The best part is just a 2-week-long journey. That's true. I would not want to be trapped in a spaceship. Like, if for whatever reason in our lifetime we have to leave Earth, I don't know. We'll see. But see what survival instincts of mine kick in. We were talking about a bunch of everything, as usual, Vizzy. A bunch of everything. We were talking about, Tarun was asking if I have any expensive handbags. But I have not yet invested in them yet. I like a lot of vintage stuff because the leather and the quality of the leather is better. And if you go to like a really nice, like there's a store called What Goes Around Comes Around in Manhattan. They have really good like vintage designer. So I would probably go there first. But we shall see. My favorite YouTuber, who have I been watching? It depends on what subject I want to learn about. But I don't necessarily have a favorite. I did like Julia and Hunter, who were a couple that did a lot of interior design stuff. Yeah, Bear Grylls, exactly, eating bugs in the trees in my backyard. But I watched that show a lot. There was him and another guy on the Discovery Channel that used to have a survival show, and the other guy was he had like blonde hair, used to play a harmonica. I forget his name though. Yeah, every country has pockets that's not safe for even men to go. Absolutely. I agree. Buy a hotel chain in Manhattan. Good luck. It's expensive. Why would you want to go there? Yeah, I don't know enough. I mean, I know Mr. Beast, but I'm also like older, so I feel like the type of people that I like as YouTubers is like of a different type of generation. Liberate the victims, yeah. He has a game show now too, right? Yeah, it's like the morbid curiosity, it's called. It's like when you want to see things that like are bad, but it's just like morbid curiosity. If you ever have to pick a topic and learn lifelong, what would it be? Honestly, I've been really interested in, like, I almost want to go back to school to take a biology class. I didn't take a lot of sciences in school. Naked and Afraid. Yes. Oh my God, that's so funny. It's so interesting though, isn't it? I forgot about that show. It's so funny. I won't be on to cook this week because I'm gonna have my niece, so I'm gonna spend some time with her. But I need to make chicken biryani, so I'll probably do that next Wednesday. I forgot last live that she was gonna be here this week because I just lost track of time with my dad being sick. So I'm gonna have her from tomorrow till Thursday. I'll be on Friday a little bit, and then I'll be back on Saturday too. With a beard. My husband has a beard. So it's a giveaway of his, what he looks like a little bit. Thank you, Fixed Heart. Yeah, it depends. I mean, there's always people that you can find that are your age. Like, I think having grace for people, because there's a lot of rude and silly people that are my age too. Unfortunately, when people get older, that doesn't mean they always change. I was thinking, should I do a 5,000 subscribers or 10,000 subscribers? I'll do a husband reveal. You guys get to choose. Maybe I'll do a poll. Happy belated Easter. I was at my aunt and uncle's house. Oh, Bear Grylls, yes. It's dangerous for the stomach? I don't think so. 5K. There you go. I'll do 5K then. See, I'm an easy sell. Let's see. Aw, thank you. Yeah, I'm very lucky too. Fort over Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh cards. That's so funny. Just keep it. I love that. Yes, exactly, Swass. If you're on my Instagram, you already know what my hubby looks like. American cheeseburger. An American cheeseburger is really good, I will say. There's something like my husband and I went out for dinner the other night to this restaurant, and it's like a steakhouse kind of thing, and I got steak and then something called a wedge salad, which is also very hi Seshu. Yes, I know, I love it. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Big Starts. Anna de Armas is also very beautiful. Did you guys see the new Knives Out movie with her in it? On Netflix. It was very good. Or I don't even think it's new. I think it's older. But I really liked her in that movie. 39. You have good taste. Yes, I know. If you're on my Instagram, you've seen hubby. But you have, I guess, a husband voice reveal. Yeah, I don't know. I just love a good burger. I feel like it hits all the things. Carbs from the bun. Well, depends on the cheese, but arguably healthy fat. And then protein from the meat. But yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Hi, Janez. How are you? That's so funny. Oh, in New York. That's so cool. Yes, Seshu. Keep me posted. Hi, Janez. Yes, coffee. I do like Wendy's. Wendy's is like one of the only yeah, exactly, Fixed Heart. Wendy's is the only one I'll eat. McDonald's, I've obviously eaten before because I'm American, but I'm hesitant now because of the hi Manju, how are you? Yes, a shiny cheeseburger today. All the good grease, but yeah, I don't know. I'm hesitant after that famous video went around. If you guys had seen that of the CEOs eating their stuff from their fast food chains, but everything in moderation. Everything in moderation. Hi, Lemon Lime. Welcome back, Mia. Mia has entered the chat again. I do have one tattoo. I have one tattoo on my side. A Nescafe. Nescafe is so good. I just had I had a latte with Cafe Bustelo. Hi, Sunil. You too. I love how we all just still call it Twitter too. I don't think anyone's ever called it X. Yeah, do y'all think CEOs actually use their products? Depends on what they're the CEOs of. Yeah, I know I do type fast. I type fast, I talk fast. Everything's fast. The same type comment in any stream, who is in my age out of bandmate. Yeah. I don't know. I think it depends. Like I'm also like good at reading people even through a screen. So like I feel like an FBI agent. I read people for a living, you know, like I'm very aware. So I think that I know your intention and that you're a lighter hearted person, Fix, and that like most people don't have that ability of discernment. A spamming session? I don't know, maybe not. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. Yes, I know. It's hard to read my future because I don't let people read my future unless it's in a private session. Not everyone has the luxury. Where did that go? Hold on. But it's also the light in here too. Looks like my lines on my hands have been erased. And my face. I have more lines on my face. Not too many, but my smile lines you can't really see. I think Eloise may have left the building, Siddharth. Hi, Sarah. A nice future? Thank you. I know. I think it depends on like what how far in the future are we talking, right? I have in astrology, I am an Aquarius rising, which the traditional ruler is Saturn. So, but it's like for us, it takes longer in life for like good things to happen. Usually the beginning of our lives are more challenging, which for me has been true up until this point. How much time will it take for a person to master astrology who knows nothing about it? As fast, some people can pick it up really quickly. I think it depends on what your definition of a master is, you know? Stuck intro the Riz line. I don't know. But yeah, it depends. I mean, I think like the best masters know that they're never done learning. You know, like for me, I'm humble enough to know that there's always going to be things that I don't know, and I'm not afraid to ask questions about the things that I don't know, which is also a very good Aquarian thing. For private session, what should we do? Like for, what do you mean? Like in a private, if someone books a private reading, what would happen? I've been studying astrology for human design for 10 years, astrology for like 5. So, and I'm also a nerd like that, so I literally read about it every single day. Are we still funny? I think you guys are always funny. Thank you, Kanal. Bye, Siddharth. I'll see you next time. I'm only going to be on for another 15 minutes or something. I'll see you Friday. I'll be back on Friday. That'll be my next live stream. And then hopefully, pray for me, that the week after I'll be on here consistently every day. Because I miss our routine. I miss our schedule. But that's okay. Such is life. I know. It's been impressed her by some Riz line. Oh my gosh. I don't know if she would be impressed by the Riz. I think your age gap is too extreme. What dish did I make on Good Friday? I don't really honor Good Friday in terms of like, oh, there's a bluebird outside. I don't know, what did I cook? Oh, I made spaghetti, like a chicken parm type dish on Friday. So we had meat on Friday, which I know we're not supposed to have, but hi Mia, welcome back. I'm from the US. Do astrologers like martial arts? They can. My dad was like a very well decorated, we'll say. He won a lot of Brazilian jiu-jitsu matches, tournaments, grappling, and he used to take me to his like practices, I guess they're called. I was so little. I was like 5 or 6. Vizzy, be nice to Fixed Heart. They're harmless. Fixed Heart is harmless. Leva, hi, how are you? I know, me too, girl. I was not here as much last week. I haven't visited India. I would love to, though. Hi, Mobile. My favorite zodiac sign? I honestly love a good Aquarius. I'm a Pisces, but I love a good Aquarius, too. I think they're one of my favorite. And a good Capricorn. I love a good Capricorn. They know how to, like, work hard and play hard. Virgos, too. A lot of earth signs. Balance all my water. Just 17 years older. There's still time. Thank you, Mobile. Leo. I love a good Leo, too. I don't know. I find benefit and beauty in all. What's the other live stream? Do astrologers know how to become rich? I mean, there are ways that you can work with astrology, but it's not a guarantee. I will say this, that how I use it is not to be predictive, but I also believe in the human condition that is known as free will. So, I can't see it. I don't have that emoji. It won't let me see it. But yeah, there's certain placements, like if you look at the second house, things like that, like you look at different aspects to see like where you're predisposed to make money. But I don't think that people realize how much work they still have to do. Leo the sign, yes. I don't know Hindi, I'm sorry to say. Yeah, Leo, or Leo, right? Leo is how you pronounce it en français. Leo. Leo. I'm not age shaming. I just know my audience, so I don't want to be exclusatory to anybody. And I'm just like, it takes time. But, yeah, I don't know. And all good things take time to learn. Hi, Shub. How are you? Oh my gosh, my brow gel, I actually use mascara. So I use a L'Oreal mascara for my eyebrows. And I have a little, like, colored pencil. I just get them from the pharmacy or the, like, CVS, Walgreens. So, glass marbles, I love that. That's so cool. Hopefully you can find it again. Hi, Anu. Hi, Miran. How are you? I missed you. Nice to see you again. Aw. Hi, Mom. Matab, how are you? You have an interest in global diplomacy? Global diplomacy meaning what? What's the definition of diplomacy? Yeah, makeup is work, but I feel like for me, it's like it's part of my getting ready. So because, I don't know, I just always enjoyed makeup. to me, I can do my whole makeup in like 10 minutes. And now that I wear lashes, it's like even less so. Some Rizline. Your grandma? Oh my god. You're so funny. Oh, this is one of my workbooks. It's the Definitive Book of Human Design. It's I'm making a couple of my posts for the week ahead. I'm from the United States. Point of view of India, I mean, what I know of it is that it's so vast. There's so many different cultural flavors and pockets within the country, similar to the States and the US. I know that there's some beautiful places, some rougher places, like all areas of the world. I know a lot of people go there for spirituality. I think there's like 22 different languages and dialects that you have in India. But yeah, I would love to go. I mean, I would love to travel to so many different places. Yeah. Means talk between two countries, preferred best for own. Preferred best for own, I don't understand what that means, but... Jean, I understand. Yes. Like, make sure... That's how my grandma was, too. I painted her nails before she was buried. Well, thank you, Jen. I appreciate that. Welcome. Hi, bye. I'm married to a Cuban man and a Cuban-American man. Happily. Shaw, I think you're not there. Yeah, happy shoes. I wasn't sure. I think talking about diplomacy. I mean, I'm interested in, like, I would say just politics in terms of diplomacy for what you were saying. But, you know, a need to know basis. I keep myself informed enough, but I don't live there all the time. There's other things. Bad Bunny is Puerto Rican, but close. My channel's about everything. Advanced AI, yes. But yeah, my channel is pretty much about everything. Honestly, just on live streaming. We do a lot of spirituality, positivity, talking about the different variations in our countries. I guess it's become a multicultural platform. For my regulars, if you guys have to describe what my channel's about, what would you say? It's slowly morphing and changing. I'm married. Oh, coffee always. I'm a coffee girl. Coffee right away. Hello, hello. Hi, Mobile. Hi, Shaquille. How are you? Yeah, very random Brenna lore. That's so true. Yes. Mean Girl vibes while serious. That's true. I could see that. Like, I'm very particular. I'm definitely very firm. I just have firm boundaries, but I wouldn't necessarily, like, I'm not a mean girl for, like, how people usually interpret that. I don't really know much about Bangladesh, actually. Thank you, Ash. I appreciate that. Thank you, Mobile. Oh, you're more angry. There you go. Yeah, Ari, I don't know. What about Bangladesh? I'm not as familiar. Oh, not government exam. No, I'm employed. Thank you, Leah. Thank you, Fixed Heart. I am not single. I am married. My usual questions. What's the painting behind me? I haven't gotten so many of those questions though, which has been nice because my people know me. Thanks, Busy. Busy's an OG. Busy knows. Oops. Good night, Abuzar. See you next time. I am married. Yes, I'm married. Oh, spicy chips. Have you had turtle chips yet? They're an Asian snack. But I would get turtle chips, like Asian grocery stores where you can usually get them. But they have so many amazing flavors. I'm not a huge Takis fan, but I do recommend turtle chips if you haven't had them. They have like corn flavor. They have really unique flavors. Holy Week, yes. Holy Week has passed, right? Oh, 222. I don't know if turtle chips are vegan. Like they're not, I don't know what else. Maybe like a shrimp flavor wouldn't be, right? Obviously. But they're not made from turtles, if that's what you're asking. That they are not. Thank you guys. I'm 33. Yeah, we'll have a whole plan. But yes, he's right here. Hold on. Isn't he cute? That's my little boy. He likes to look outside. Yeah, sweet and sour would be vegan. That's true. That's true. I know. It always happens, Scoops, every once in a while. He's sweet. I know. He's such a sweet boy. He is enjoying the view. Right, Benny? Yeah, exactly what you wanted to know. Exactly. Turtle chips are just the brand. Yeah, Stuart Little. Exactly. I forgot about that movie. It's so cute. I guess it would be considered a village. We call it like suburbia in the US, but I don't know if people like outside of other countries. I haven't heard people really talk about suburban countries. Thank you, Ash. That's so cute. Well, I am headed out for the afternoon. Thank you guys for being here with me. It was so nice to see you and be able to get some work done and have our little coffee chat. This person has left. There's no one out to reply, but I guess, yeah. There you go. But I will be back on Friday afternoon for a little bit of time. I'll post in the community chat where or when I'm going to be here. And then because I'll be with my niece, I'll be spending time with her. So I'll figure out what picture I'll post of her and I while we're out and about. We have a couple things planned. So, you too, guys. Thank you so much. It was so nice to meet you. The ones that were here. Thank you, guys. High Observer, Vizzy, Shub, Mobile. Who else was here? Oh my gosh, everybody. But I appreciate you guys for joining. Thanks, Scoops. Nice to meet you too. And I will see you guys on Friday. But if you subscribe, check my community chat page. Toggle on newest posts, and I will tell you the time that I'll be live. It'll probably be around 1 o'clock, maybe a little bit earlier. But I love you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye, Eloise. Bye, Siddharth.